Okay everyone, today we will have index law. We will have 7 basic index law. We will discuss it one by one. We will start with the first law, which is if I have a to the power of m times a to the power of n equals with a to the power of n plus n. Please note down, this one is only work if our base is the same. The base over here is a. Both of them are a. Let's go. For example, if I have 2 to the power of 3 times the one is right, 2 to the power of 4, let's see, we will end up with 2 to the power of 3. We can say is 2, it's 2 times 2 times 2, 1 to 3 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 4, 2 to the power of 4, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 4 times. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if we calculate it, we will end up with 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or just 2 to the power of 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4 equals with 2 to the power of 7. That's now little example. Let's say we have 2 to the power of 100 times 2 to the power of 50. We can just simply check the base is the same. The base is the same, so we will end up with 2 to the power of 100 plus 50 equals with 2 to the power of 150. But what happens if the base is not the same? If the base is not the same, we cannot use this law. As simple as that. Okay, the base should be the same. Next, second rule. If I have a to the power of m over a to the power of n equals with a to the power of m minus n. Let's start with 2 to the power of, not using 2 anymore, other number, 3 to the power of 5 over, let's say 3 to the power of 2. Let's make it in red so we can differentiate. 3 to the power of 2. Now this one will give us 3 to the power of 5 is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 3 square. 3 square is 3 times 3. Now we can cancel the numerator and the denominator. 3 cancel by 3, 3 also cancel by 3, so we will end up with 3 to the power of 3 times 3 times 3, 3 to the power of 3. It will give us 3 to the power of 3, or just simply, or you can just simply 3 to the power of 5 minus 2, 5 minus 2 equals with 3 to the power of 3. Okay. Now little example. Let's say we have 7 to the power of 100 over 7 to the power of 25. This will give us 7 to the power of 100 minus 25. Oop. It's equals with 7 to the power of 100 minus 25 is 75. Okay, that's for the second row. Once again, the base should be the same. This one is a, this one is a. Both of them should be the same. Now for the third rule, we have a to the power of m to the power of n equals with a to the power of m times n. How to see this? Let's start with this, 8 to the power of m. Let's say I pick 2 to the power of 3 to the power of 2. Okay. Let's make this right. Now you have to notice that 2 to the power of 3 is in circle or in a bracket to the power of 2 over here. This one will give us, because it is to the power of 2, we will end up with 2 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 3. Okay, now remember the second rule? Oh, sorry, this is the first rule. Remember the first rule, if we have the same base, the base is the same, to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 3, we can just end up with 2 to the power of 3 plus 3. Remember, this is the first rule. We'll end up with 2 to the power of 6. Okay, or we can just use this rule, which is the one that we show. 2 to the power of 3 to the power of 2 equals with 2 to the power of 3 times 2, because 3 times 2 is 6. 2 to the power of 6, the same. Now, little bit exercise. Let's use this orange. Okay, I will erase this later, yeah. Let's say we have 8 to the power of 10 to the power of 5. This one will give us 8 to the power of 10 times 5. 10 times 5, which is 8 to the power of 50. Okay, that's for rule number 3. Now let's go with rule number 4. Before we continue, let's erase this. Let's just block it. Oops, sorry. Let's just block it over here. Oh, that's nice enough. Now, the next rule number 4. If I have a times b to the power of n equals with a to the power of n, b to the power of n. Let's pick a number. Let's say 5. Oh, sorry. Let's say 5 times 7 to the power of 3 equals with. Now, from this one to the power of 3 to the third power, 5 times 7. Remember, in the bracket, we can write it as 5 times 7 times 5 times 7 times 5 times 7 now. We can make it into 5 times 5 times 5 times 7 times 7 times 7. We will end up with 5 times 5 times 5 times 7, 7, 7. 7 times 7 times 7. We will have 5 to the power of 3 times 7 to the power of 3. Okay, 5 to the power of 3, 7 to the power of 3. Now, little example. Let's say we have 9 times 5 to the power of 6. This one will give us, based on the rule, 9 to the power of 6, 9 to the power of 6 times 5 to the power of 6. As simple as that. Next rule. If we have a to the power of a over b to the power of n, we can simply make it a to the power of n over b to the power of n. Let's say we have 8 over 5 to the power of 3. It will give us 8 over 5 times 8 over 5 times 8 over 5. Okay, so we will end up with 8 times 8 times 8 8 times 8 times 8 over 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 times 5, which is give us, sorry, I will make it here, 8 to the power of 3 over 5 to the power of 3. Okay, that's the fifth rule. Or just simply, example, we will erase this later. Let's say we have 2 over 6 to the power of 2 over 6 is 1 over 3. Let's not use 2 over 6. 2 over 7 to the power of 100. This one will give us 2 to the power of 100 over 7 to the power of 100. Okay, next rule. Rule number 6. This is quite unique because everything to the power of 0, everything to the power of 0 is equals to 1. Let's erase this one first. Fine. Now, everything to the power of 0 is 1 except 0 itself. So 0 to the power of 0 is not 1. It's undefined actually. Let's prove it. To help us, we will use rule number 2 over here. If we have okay, what is rule number 2? Let's just copy them and then ask them to help us. Okay, that's rule number 2. Bring it here. Okay, this is our companion rule number 2 to help us. Let's put it here. Okay, a to the power of 0 is 1. Everything to the power of 0 is 1. Now I can make, let's say, 7 to the power of 5 divided by 7 to the power of 5. This one will equals with 1. If we use manual way, we will have 7 to the power of 5. Sorry. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 divided by 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, one more, times 7, which is same, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, since this is division, we can just cancel each other. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, same thing. But we can also say that we have two exact number over here, right? 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, which is equals to, what is 7 to the power of 5? Let us ask Google. What is 7 to the power of 5? The answer is, according to Google, 16,807 divided by 16,807, which is two same thing, 1. That's our answer. But how can this prove that a to the power of 0 is equals to 1? Well, if you take a look at this, go back to rule number 2, a to the power of n over a to the power of n equals with a to the power of m minus n. We can bring this into 7 to the power of 5 minus 5. 5 minus 5, which is equals with 7 to the power of 0. We know that this is equals to 1. So it should be 7 to the power of 0 also equals to 1. Okay, that's why we need this rule number 2 to prove rule number 6. Everything to the power of 0 is 1 except 0. Why? Okay, I think Okay, this is, I think I need to erase this one first. Okay, but why 0 to the power of 0 is not 1? Okay, let's use the same number, yeah. Let's say we have 0, we have 0 to the power of 3 over 0 to the power of 3. We can say that this is 0 times 0 times 0 over 0 times 0 times 0. 0 times everything is 0, 0 times everything is also 0. The problem is this: we cannot divide something by 0. So in this case, 0 to the power of 0 equals with undefined. How to write undefined? Undefined. Okay, 0 to the power of 0 is undefined. Now, let's do rule number 7. But first, let me erase this. Okay. Rule number 7 also need rule number 2 to help us. So let's copy this again. Okay, just put it here. Thank you. Rule number 2. Now, for example, let's say we have 3 to the power of 2 over 3 to the power of 5. We will end up with 3 to the power of 2, which is 3 times 3 over 3 to the power of 5. 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can cancel each other, this one. So this one become 1. 1. Or we can just say this one equals with 1 over 3 to the power of 1, 2, 3. 3 to the power of 3. But how can we use rule number 2 to help us? If we use rule number 2, our calculation will be 3 square over 3 to the power of 5 will be equals with 3 to the power of 2 minus 5. 2 minus 5 is negative 3, equals with 3 to the power of negative 3. Now this one, this number is the same with this number, right? Once again, this number is equals to this number. So we can say that this is also equals with 1 over 3 to the power of 3. So we can say that let's say if I have, well, let's use this number. Let's say if I have 9, make 9, okay, 9 to the power of negative 5. This one will equals with 1 over 9 to the power of 5. Same goes with 1 over 9 to the power of negative 2. This one will equals with 9 to the power of 2. Okay, that is for the index law. If you have any question, let me know. You can always email me to cnomet@gmail.com. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.